Welcome, and thank you very much for taking the time to review this information. My name is John Kinnear. I am the Vice President with Sales and Marketing for INFINii, and it's my distinct pleasure to share the following with you. Before we begin, it's important you understand that INFINii supports a retail-focused business model with significant customer activity and real value offered to our customers. A high percentage of our user base is comprised of customers and end users. So with that, I'd like to quickly discuss some changes that are happening that are having a fairly significant effect on all of us, depending on where you live, but also regardless of where you live, these changes are starting to infiltrate your quality of life. And these changes are very much technology driven. So in contrast to the Industrial Revolution, where our information used to come from newspapers or television or radio, we're seeing a very significant shift not only from where our media is coming from, but who's behind our media, and also the ability for many of us to take a driver's seat as well and participate in the generation of such media. So things like Twitter and Facebook and YouTube are all playing a very key role. Also important to understand, though, is that average individuals, just like myself, have the opportunity to use these platforms and create income sources for themselves. For example, 8-year-old Evan that has a series of YouTube channels that review toys. He's an 8-year-old boy and he absolutely loves toys, and so he's found himself generating a very significant, more than $1 million a year income just by accumulating a database of other young boys and girls that are excited about the new toys that are coming up for each year and watching Evan review them. The global taxi industry obviously is enormous. One might consider it expensive. It could be considered inefficient, certainly monopolistic, and depending on where you live in the world, those monopolies can have various adverse effects. In contrast, an app called Uber, founded in 2009, already has a market valuation of $50 billion, and just like YouTube, there are individuals choosing to use this product to create an additional income source for themselves. And then finally, Hilton Hotel, we would consider obviously a giant, a global giant with some beautiful properties all around the world. In contrast to that, Airbnb, which is a website that was founded in 2008 and performs a very important but a very simple function. It connects travelers with home and apartment owners and puts the two of those together, and already, according to CNN Money, has a market valuation of over $25 billion. $19 billion for Hilton, $25 billion for Airbnb, and Airbnb owns no real estate. And again, it's important to note that there are individuals that are using this platform, in this case, this very simple website, to create significant income for themselves. Now, when we take a look at this huge shift that's happening in commerce, specifically retail, I grew up as a retail business owner. And I grew up spending an awful lot of money to pay the rent for the location that my business was in, which was an enclosed shopping mall. So an awful lot of money for that, a lot of money for staffing, electricity to keep the lights on, insurance to keep my business safe, inventory, and so on and so forth. Retail business owners in many parts of the world are finding they're having a difficult time now competing with this huge movement of people willing to spend on websites all around the world. And you can see some of these huge sites that are not only US-based sites, but there's Japanese sites in here. There's Alibaba and Lazada, Walmart, Tesco, European sites as well. So really, this is a global trend that's starting to happen. We've seen over $11 trillion in worldwide e-commerce sales in 2014. And what's really staggering is that $11 trillion is only representing between 1.5% and 2% of all retail activity. So we see this is a trend that is, because of the challenges of retail today, how difficult it's going to be for them to compete with online prices. This is obviously a trend that's going to continue to rise, not only in the next 2 or 3 years, but the next 10 years, 20 years, and beyond. Now, just like the other platforms we talked about, there are opportunities to turn this e-commerce trend into profits as well. And this is where INFINii comes in. We have industry-leading platforms that allow anybody to turn e-commerce profits quickly and effectively. In fact, if you have a look at the fast facts column on this slide, Amazon, Facebook, Alphabet, and Alphabet is the parent company for Google, and eBay are representing more than 70% of all of this online e-commerce traffic, and that has a market valuation of over $1.5 trillion. And INFINii is working with all four of these significant companies. How well are we doing? I think this photograph probably speaks for itself. INFINii members have moved more than $2 billion worth of sales to end consumers to date. And to date means really just over 2 years. This is a relatively short period of time that this platform has been running. Members since 2013, September, so just over 2 years, have profited more than $380 million from doing just that. So the first thing I would like to introduce you to is an offering called Springboard. Now, Springboard may be considered your first introduction into e-commerce. And then really, while you're using our Springboard platform, it gives you a little bit of time to start to understand and to develop your Amazon and eBay accounts. So here's the way Springboard works. First of all, this is important to understand that this is a platform that can be used by both seasoned sellers and rookies as well. So regardless of whether you have any experience or not, this is a platform that would be very effective for you. So first of all, INFINii has a vendors team that negotiates and brings some of the best-selling products at some of the best prices available that they've pre-negotiated. So you don't have to worry about research. You don't have to worry about what's trending. You don't have to worry about that negotiation. You certainly don't have to worry about logistics or importing anything either. And then you have an opportunity from these lists of products to either sell those items yourself, or you can select a managed service option and you can have our team bundle and sell these at Amazon or eBay on your behalf. So you can see the two options here: manage and sell yourself, or have us do that for you, and you would just simply be charged an appropriate management fee. So this is really well suited for those that are either on a limited budget, those that don't have a lot of time right now to invest in developing their own Amazon or eBay business, or those of our international partners that a lot of the Amazon and eBay e-commerce activity may be new to. This is a great entry point for you. So here's a little bit more detail into how this will work. Firstly, if you take a look at the bullet points at the top, again, it's designed to jumpstart your business for the first 90 days. That's the primary purpose for this. Access pre-researched, high-demand branded products at lowest possible prices. You can sell these at margins yourself, or again have the team of experts do them for you. And of course, it's a great way to scale up your business. So in this particular circumstance, you'll see a Springboard product. This is a toy. It's a Spider-Man puzzle, and there's 1,000 of these units available. There's a unit price. You can see at $3 and a retail price, and then you see a management fee. And of course, there's also eBay and Amazon fees as well. So you would go then and you have access to a certain number of these units. You decide how many you'd like, what the total price is based on the cost price of each unit, and then you have a product management option, and that is to either have them shipped to yourself and you disperse of those yourself, or you select the manage, sell, and ship this product for me box, and it can be done for you. So we've got 3 more detailed examples for you, and you just get a sort of a sense of this pattern and how this works. So the first is an architect lamp. This is a desktop lamp with a long swing arm that you can use for any architect or artwork or drawing needs. Now this has a unit cost of $8. There's 100 of these available. In this particular case, you can see in the center column, the individual here has selected 10 of these units for a total cost of $80. And then if you go to the far right, you can see that we've got an assumed retail price where this is assumed to be sold for $22.90, minus that unit cost, minus any handling eBay and Amazon fees, and then that management fee if you wanted us to sell that for you. So you've got a potential profit of just under $6. You purchased 10 units, and so you have a profit of, in this case, just under $60. Second example is name brand Champion sweatpants. A few more units available, 500 available. In this case, our member chose to purchase 25 of those, with a total cost of $100. And same thing, we've got an assumed retail price minus all costs. Now you can see here in this case, the management fee is $0. There's no management fee charged because in this case, our member chose to sell that product by themselves. So they have a total potential profit of just under $5 times 25 units, and you can see the appropriate profit there. And then finally, you've got a baby Einstein. So this is for a baby. This is like a teething rattle or toy, and 20 units were purchased for a total cost of $60 because there's a $3 cost per unit. and again an assumed retail price of just under $19 with a potential profit of just over $10 times 20 units. So in this case, a little more than a $200 potential profit when all those units are ultimately sold. So now what I would like to do is introduce you to the more robust suite of e-commerce platforms that INFINii has built their reputation and is going to be running from. First of all, introduction to a couple of people. First, Rachel, and then Stephen. Now, Rachel is a consumer. Obviously, you can see from her computer screen that she's shopping online for something. In this case, she's shopping eBay for cookware, and this is the product that you can see on her screen that she's been looking at. Now, she's found a price that she's happy with, and that's $114.85. Now, earlier, Stephen is going to have an opportunity making money by selling something that he found earlier at a lower price and is able to then profit by selling this to Rachel on eBay. And the way the process works is actually quite simple. First of all, Rachel found a price she was happy with. Stephen found a discounted price earlier that he felt he could create a profit from. So what he would simply do is take all the appropriate coding and information and import that details or that data into his INFINii e-commerce platform. And as soon as a purchase is made from his listing on eBay, that system automatically will then track the product down at the $68.60 price, make the purchase then, giving Stephen an opportunity to profit $46.25. And so ultimately, he was able to make money without even seeing this product physically, without handling it physically, but simply inserting himself into the supply chain. And so there are three levels with which you can participate in this basic strategy. And the first is Prime. So the Prime is the first of our platform offerings. Prime is just under $50 per month, and it gives you the ability to get your feet using the three largest online retailers, and those being Google. Often Google's online platform is called Bonanza, or eBay, or Amazon, or all three of them. So the first thing is important to understand is the Springboard offering that we just talked about. You can access 15 Springboard products at any particular time. Then as far as the Prime and the whole e-commerce platform is concerned, we're going to show you how to make money when your friends shop locally or when they shop online. We're also going to show you how you can turn an application on your phone, a scanning device on your phone, into profits. You're also going to have an opportunity through our INFINii marketplace to access millions of discounted products. And you can do multiple things, multiple techniques with those discounted products to turn that into profit for yourself. You can obviously get involved in this platform anywhere in the world. And then finally, the digital products and services are another area that you'll have access to in multiple different ways to profit from as well. The next offering is Surge. Surge is just under $150 monthly, and this gives you an opportunity to start really building out your online empire. First of all, it's important to understand you have access to 30 Springboard products at any particular time, but then you also now have opportunities to start to really automate your business. You're going to be able to sell on 5 different platforms instead of the 3 that we mentioned with Prime. You're going to be able to generate cash back on all of your sales to even further maximize your profits. You have access to many more times of product sources. And then finally, you are going to get all the benefits of Prime rolled into your Surge package. And then finally, Excel. For those of you who really want to knock your business out of the park, like those individuals on the photograph that you saw, many of them were generating a very, very attractive 6-figure annual income. This often is the method with which they're accomplishing what they're accomplishing. So this is where you're going to start to brand yourself globally and really access deals from all around the world. First of all, again, as it relates to Springboard, though, you'll have access to 60 Springboard products at any particular time. By the way, with all of these Springboard offerings, you can choose to purchase more opportunities to buy products and participate in Springboard offerings at any particular time. You now have an opportunity, because the way the Excel platform works, to pay less fees in some areas and actually profit even higher per sale. You obviously are going to have step-by-step support as you start to create multinational product. You can actually even create your own brands. You are going to be able to fully understand and exploit Amazon's FBA. This is the Fulfillment by Amazon system. In fact, Fulfillment by Amazon is a part of what we're doing in operating that Springboard offering you learned about a moment ago. And then, of course, you're also going to get all the Prime and all the Surge benefits as well.